Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker, go, go, go.
Klavr Flat Track Pod, brought to you by our partners. ShredDesign.co. If you're looking for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, look no further than ShredDesign.co on Facebook. Euroka Fencing, the place to go for all your rural fencing needs. Classic wheel spokes, Otway Hydro Blasting, make your old girl look new again. Plus, our newest partner, MX Inc. Do you want your bike to stand out in the crowd with custom graphics done by the best? Then contact Luca and the team at MX Inc. And last but not least, Klavr, keeping you on track for longer. Now, onto the episode.
So here we are, another Klavr Flat Track Pod. Fantastic to be back with Tom Norvey, and we've got Matt Davies from Davies Motorcycles in West Wyalong, New South Wales. I've got that right, haven't I, Matt?
Got it spot on, mate. You did?
Yeah, awesome. I'm unfortunately having internet problems once again. So, yeah, hopefully there's not going to be too much lag and too much talking over the boys. That's why I'm going to get Tom to run with it, because his internet's good once again. We'll try and work around it. Hopefully it's not too much delay. Anyway, Matt, so for the guys that don't know you that well, like I'm one of them, I sort of know little bits about you. Just give us a bit of background about motorcycling in your family and motorcycling for yourself.
Yeah, so my grandfather started racing, God, 50 years ago, I would say, early on in the family, and then my dad as well, and then my uncles race as well, and then naturally we all started, me and my younger brother started racing as well until I started riding back in 2003, and then sort of still not doing quite as much as what I used to, but still enjoying being around motorbikes now, that is for sure.
Yeah, right. And what discipline did you start in? Because you do a bit of flat track, you do a bit of everything, a bit of dirt track, a bit of road.
Yeah, so I started obviously racing dirt track, and then I did dirt track all the way till I was about 9. Did a bit of speedway originally. That was always the plan, to go racing speedway in Europe. Actually got a bike to go overseas and then never even used it. Started road racing when I was 9. I went to Europe in 2007 when I was 9 originally. And then never really come back until I was 17. Sort of stayed over there bouncing around racing super sport bikes and road bikes over there. So, and then come back here and started running the shop again in 2014, and then continue doing what I'm doing now, back and doing some flat track again.
Yeah, right. So you lived in Europe for 10 years. Have I got that right?
Yeah, pretty much. So I first went over there in 2007 and then come back in 2008 and then went full time from 2009 to 2015. I did. So I still come home obviously over the summer break, but
okay. Yeah.
Lived over there majority of the time anyway, from that time right until I
and sort of explain to us what that was like. Were you living like a pro racer, training, riding, pushies, all that sort of stuff, or
not
were you just slacking off, having a good time, chasing the chicks around?
Oh no, originally we roughed it. Like when we first went over there, it was like the old school like caravan with the van and the bike in the back of the van, and like travelled around at the races. Don't get me wrong, like it got really good at the end. Like I had a house, we're flying to races, I was racing for a team. It was really good. It was probably when I turned 18, it was probably when I stopped going over there, because I did find the alcohol and the women and everything like that, and started being a kid, I guess you could say, like with all my mates. So I sort of had enough at that stage as well. I sort of was not quite good enough, I guess, to get to that next bit. So when you're racing at that level, there's always kids right behind you ready to go. So if you drop off one little bit, you'd see you later. There's another kid coming through, and that's what happened. There's no way to sugarcoat it. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cutthroat, isn't it, the road racing circuit? And I believe it's quite a bit of pay for your ride as well and that sort of thing. So it gets pretty tough on the family financially and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly right. And that was like, in the end, I was like, nah, we're not paying for rides anymore. Like we've got to that stage. Like I can come home and have just as much fun, not be paying for rides. Like it was lucky, like we did really well over there in the end. But I wasn't forking out any money. I was past that stage. So, and unfortunately, like sort of that era, like 2014-ish, it was probably really tough in that stage too. There wasn't a lot of money getting around. You had your top cream guys, and other than that, there was no one else making any money. Had to do the big boy thing and come home and get a real.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So did you you came home and started working for Dad in the shop? Is that how it happened, or
Yeah, pretty much. So we come home, we
were you
bought.
doing something else?
I know, like we've got two businesses. So we've had like an automotive and industrial business. Like my pop had it. When I moved home is when we bought the bike shop. I was sort of looking for something to do, and then I was like, well, I don't want to get out of the
Oh, okay.
bike industry. So and it was up for sale at the time. I was just moving home here, so I was like, let's go into that. So that's what we done. It was no good, really good. Best thing I ever
Yeah,
done
right.
into here.
Yeah, cool. And so you said you grew up doing dirt track and stuff. Did you get in titles when you're in your youth classes?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that what some of those things behind you are?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Well, I only
yeah,
put them up a couple of weeks ago. I was sort of sitting here looking at them. I was like, geez, that might be a bit embarrassing having them sitting behind me in this, but they're all my
Fucking some of them, shit, seems like you need a bigger wall.
yeah,
Far out.
they're all my national and state title stuff. So majority of that's before I was 13, I would say. I didn't get much
cool.
after that because I was living overseas. So and there's only been probably the bottom row there. There's probably
Yeah.
what's been done since I come back. So
Fuck, hell.
Yeah, right. I was looking at some pictures on you. I was Facebook stalking you before and Google stalking you, and saw some pictures of your shop, and I was thinking, there's no dressing. It's all very brand orientated.
yeah, it is. It's all very brand orientated here. You've got to be that way to be able to run. Obviously, the farmers here keep us propped up pretty well. It's very agricultural here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, husky side of stuff's very much a hobby, but we do punch above our weight for a small town with what we do with husky. There's no doubt about that.
Very popular bikes now, aren't they? Every second rider's getting one, it seems. I
Yeah,
keep seeing new photos on Facebook of people setting them up with their 19s and that, and yeah, I reckon they might as well just make it a husky class.
yeah, definitely like the Euro stuff, mate. These days is like from KTM Husky gas. Like the Euro stuff is definitely taking the world. Doesn't matter if it's flat track, enduro, motocross. Like the whole dirt bike scene is very saturated with Euro bikes now. I think purely because like they do really come so good out of the box. Like I know what we did to mixed bike last year. People will be astounded if like
Yeah.
what we actually did to it because it wasn't very much. They come ready to race. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys just got back from a trip. That was Fink, wasn't it? That he did?
Yeah, sure was. It was good. We had a great time up there. Mick come in 92nd. He was in the top 50. He was doing really well. Guy crashed in front of him, so he lost a bit of time there. He didn't really get his compassionate time that you're supposed to get. He probably only got 20 minutes when he probably should have got closer to the 30, 40 mark, I guess you could say. So he lost a bit of time and then had a big crash on the way home and busted himself up. So he cruised on home, but still coming good. And I mean, I wasn't expecting anything out of him. I didn't want him to go there and win. I just wanted to go and have fun. I enjoy going racing motorbikes, and that's what we're doing, just going to have fun.
Yeah. And what's the story behind you losing your wallet?
Oh, yes. I woke up at, we'd had a few cans of courage, I should say, that night. And I left the door probably not fully locked. I'd like to say I left the door fully locked, but I think deep down it was probably me. And I woke up to 3 Alice Springs locals, in my room with me. And I pounced out of bed pretty quickly, but they were long gone by the time I got up out of bed. But definitely.
It's the sort of story we like to hear, isn't it, Tom?
It's I feel like I'm there, but it
definitely put the wind up us. I can tell you, I can't say I screamed pretty well. I did when I woke up and I had a guy right next to me in my bedroom that wasn't supposed to be in there, but definitely made me jump pretty quickly. So
that in a hotel or a motel, was it?
Yeah, it was in a motel in the middle of town. It was.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was pretty wild, very wild. Great place, but yeah, definitely that was the first.
You guys, I know you guys are teammates on the sidecar now, but what's going on here? Did you throw him a Husqvarna jumper? Did you? I'm feeling bad. I haven't even sent him a Klavr Pod one yet.
Oh no, yeah, I've got to get him in the team, mate. So he's he's going to ditch me for the Flat Track Nationals. He tells me so.
Well, it all depends if the bastard sends me a shirt or a jumper.
Yeah, he's going to wear a half and half. He is.
Yeah, that's right.
Sew them together. Yeah, sounds good.
No.
I've got to see who pays me more first.
Yeah, I think I've got quite a bit of yeah. Well, I think that's pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon you take your jacket off now, mate.
Hey, I'm warm. I'm good.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think you've got it covered there, Matt.
Yeah, no, you'd be right. We'll have, yeah, it's good. It's good teaming up with Tom. There's no doubt about that. So, been enjoying it.
And so had you ridden sidecars before?
2018, I did. I was sort of on the fence. I never really did. My dad passed away in 2018. He didn't. He done them for a long, long time, and I sort of wanted to do it, just sort of because that's what he done, and then did it. Had a really good ride. I never rode one since, and then got really keen again start of the year. And my uncles are like, "Oh, Tom's looking for someone to ride with," and I was like, "You beaut," because I don't just want to put one of those things. You can't just put anybody on the side of it. They've got to know what they're doing. Like it's just it's a trust thing, you know. Like I put Tom through the absolute ringer. I do, and I know that he's not going to let go. So having that trust is definitely a big thing, and having a good combination for sidecar. There's no doubt about that. So
yeah, I think that you can see that in the results that you're already getting for such a short time together, and you've been in the pointy end both, well, just about every meeting, I think, haven't you?
yeah, it's been good. It's been really good. I would have liked to win at the Aussies, but anyways, it is what it is. I just probably need to turn the throttle a bit more off the start. Like there was them dudes were good. There was no doubt about it. Like they had their starts absolutely down pat. Like I think we were circulating faster, but when you've only got 6 laps, like the start's so important, and they had that thing down to a T. There's no doubt about it. Like they had their edge over me there. That's for sure. But anyways, we've got Aussie dirt track titles to make amends of it. So that's what we'll do there.
Yeah, and you were racing a bit of the flat track Nats, and then you took a back seat and got some guys on bikes. Tell us a bit about how all that came around, and why are you going to get back on a bike or?
Yeah, I will do. I think my days of riding a 450 are done. I'd love to say they're not, but I think I've got to come to grips that I've got to go to work on Monday. And you get out there and everyone's got the racing mentality. Like you want to win, there's no doubt about it. When I fell off at Brisbane at the second round and busted my shoulder and my ribs, and I had to drive back to West Wyalong that afternoon and go to work on Monday, I sort of come to grips with probably not the right thing to be doing anymore, just as a business point of view as well, you know. So, and I enjoy still riding, don't get me wrong, but I've got to probably the risk versus reward for me on a 450 probably isn't there anymore, because like them young guys, mate, they're there to win, and like they'll do anything to win. But I don't need to do that anymore, I should say either. So it's one of those things, I guess. And then I've always helped kids out. Like my parents did the same thing. We've grown up with me and my brother racing and having that outlay of motorbikes our whole life. So like we all had 3 bikes each, me and my brother. So like now it's not like it's a bigger outlay, because we're already outlaying that money anyway. So like people go, "Oh, you're spending so much money," but I'm not, because we're spending that money anyway. That's why we do it, because I like to see kids improve and go well as well. That's the main reason why I do it. And I get a lot of help from sponsors as well.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt, like I wouldn't do it without the sponsors I've got. Yeah, it's good to see young people go forward too. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, well, we spoke to the Duggan brothers the other night, and yeah, I'm sure they appreciate it. They're pretty stoked. We didn't actually go too deep into it. We don't pry into arrangements and that sort of stuff, but it's awesome to see that you are doing that, and that seems to be, especially around the AFTN series, that a little bit more of it's happening, which is good, and that's why I'm doing the team as well, to show, you know, I've got next to no budget, and the help I get is minimal. It's appreciated, the help we do get, but it's not like wads the cash that people might think we're getting. It's mainly scratching your back sort of deals and that. But the point is it can be done, and that's people like yourself and myself and the other guys in the pits that are doing it are proving that, you know, it can be done in Australia. We can lift the sport up and make it something that it hasn't been for a long, long time.
Yeah, I completely agree. Absolutely, completely agree. Like, there's no, if AFTN wasn't around, there's no way in the world I'd be doing what I'm doing, because I can't justify just going to an Australian dirt track championship and that's it. Like, there's no, as much as I'd love for there to be exposure there isn't the exposure.
Mm.
Like, there's no, I've got to have a return on investment as well.
Yeah.
And like, without AFTN, like, there is no return investment for me. I'm doing it. It is what Dave's done there with ANT is unbelievable. Like, it has definitely lifted the sport. Like, people are talking about it. You know, we're up at Fink, and like, there's guys that are like top class guys knowing what we're doing now. It's crazy. Like, we're sitting there talking to David Walsh, who's just won Fink, and he knows what's going on in that series. It's definitely elevated sport. There's no doubt
that's
about it.
awesome.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And do you have any ideas or visions for the AFT in the future? I know you know Dave and that, but is there things that you'd like to see it progress to, like another level again from what it's already at?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see, and I think he's doing it right. And I've said it to him before. He's asked me what my thoughts are on the series. I would love to see the series expand to like five tracks, 10 rounds.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I think if you did that,
Yeah.
like, there's no need to do any other racing other than your testing.
Mm.
Like, I really think it'll probably save people money in the end, because you're not chasing all these small events. You can just commit to one series and that's it. And then you just pick and choose your small events to go to. It makes it a full-on serious event than if we went to 10 rounds. The other thing I'd like to see eventually is control tire as well, especially in the Pro 450 class. I don't think in Clubman it'd be viable. In the Pro 450 class, I think a control tire would elevate it again, with making a cost saving as well, because we're not going to a track with Dunlops, Maxuses, Midases, you know, not knowing what's going to work. And we do. You bring everything, like, because you're going there to win. You don't want to leave no stone unturned. I think if everybody's on the same tire, it's just down to the rider then. Well, not so much just down to the rider, but it definitely is another cost saving thing.
Yeah, it's cost saving, and it takes I don't know the right way to say it. You know, like if someone like Goffey's story where he went out on a front tire on the back because it was the only one he had, and next minute everyone's doing that. It takes that sort of out of it because everyone's on that tire. So I think people waste money a lot of times because they're trying to achieve something that other person achieved, which could have been a fluke on the day or the weekend or during the series, or it might just suit that person because of their body size and their setup of their bike at that time. I think people, they chase the magic, and I don't think it's necessarily the right way. If you've got the money, great, go and buy that stuff, but it's not necessarily going to make you the Luke Goff or the Mick Kirkness or the Jared Brook. I mean, those guys have ridden all their lives. They put in a lot of training. They've ridden across a lot of different disciplines, and they train bloody hard, and they go out and race to win, you know. And I think, you got to do what the other guys aren't prepared to do if you're training, and that's I think just if everyone was on the same tire, it might take a little bit of unnecessary spending out of it.
Yeah,
maybe.
I agree, mate.
But like you said, with the Clubman,
yeah, I agree. Like
it, carry on.
We went to Brisbane, and we're unsure. I think they've done another step improvement on banning the grooving of the tires too, because like we've gone to Brisbane on the dirt, and we've got Dunlops, we've got Maxuses, we've got Groove Maxuses, we've got another brand, I can't remember what it was, but we've got all this, so we're unsure what's going to work there. Like, we haven't rode there on these tires, so we're like, well, we've got to take everything.
Yeah.
And like, so now the banning of the grooves of the tires, it takes one less thing we've got to worry about going up to Brisbane with. Like, because if it was, you could groove them, I can guarantee we might not use it, but I'm going to take my tire groover with me, because if someone's going fast and they've got a groove tire, we're going to put it in. Like, it's just what you do with the races. Like, you're always looking for an edge. Like, so, but I think with the Clubman, I'd like for it to stay open, because it doesn't matter if a guy turns up on a 20-year-old Dunlop. He's going for a ride. That's what that Clubman class is for. You know, he shouldn't have to have a big outlay. Like, it's not that it's a big outlay to be in Pro 450, but you've got your serious riders in that, and they're going to have the tyres anyway. The Clubman's there to entice people to come and have a go at it.
Yeah, and the way that class is structured now with the qualifying and the uncapped entries, which is fantastic because I think it makes it better. The fact that you might miss out, I think it's a good pressure. If you want to be one of the fastest racers in Australia, then you got to, like I was saying before, you got to train hard and come prepared.
Yeah,
So if you're not prepared to do that, then go and have a good time out in the clubman class or on the twins. I dare say the twins is going to get more serious as it goes along, but at the moment I'm just going to throw a leg over for fun and go and do the best I can sort of thing. But
yeah.
I reckon that class was going to change too in the coming years.
Yeah, I agree. That's the class I'm going to race this year is the twin class, purely because it's something different.
Oh, right.
Like it's easier for me to just turn left. I seem to go a lot better just going left because it's a lot easier on the body. Not having to wake up on Sunday and ride. I don't mind that. I can have a few beverages Saturday night and go and watch some racing on Sunday.
Yeah, cool. What bike have you sorted out?
I've actually got a proper.
Or is that a secret?
There's no secret anymore. My missus is going to hate me because she's yet to find out until she listens to this podcast. But I've bought a proper one from the States. I have.
Oh, okay.
It's a real deal one. I'm not going to be scored from when I can work out with Dave, which I don't care about. I just want to go and ride it. So because it's sort of not what that twin. It's a made bike machine. So it's a proper race machine. It's not just a Harley Davidson chopped up with some 19s in the back of it and put some MX handlebars on it. It's a proper race machine. So
yeah,
I'm just going to go and ride and have some fun on it.
So how come he's not going to score you? What's
because mine's a proper AMA flat track bike.
Right, okay.
Mine's an actual twin from the States. That is.
Yep.
So it's not the chassis being handmade. The engines, the work done to it. It's not just a street frame.
Nice.
It's cool. It's very cool. Probably a bit extreme for racing against a guy with a chopped up Harley that's gonna go and roar around on there. So, which is
you got to send us a photo, Matty. I didn't know about this. This is news to me too.
Yeah, this is only recent. I've known about it for a long time. It's in Australia. A guy bringing it into Australia, and it's been for sale. And I was buying it, and then the missus said I wasn't, and then I sold some bikes, and then she knows I've sold some bikes, but she doesn't know that I've.
And you did.
Yeah.
Oh man, Carney, I had nothing to do with it, nothing at all.
So when she listens to this podcast in a few weeks or whatever it is, and then she starts yelling at me halfway through, I know what chapter she's up to.
So I was all worried that I was going to be looking at your arse end all day, but now I'm not because you actually won't make it to the meeting because you'll be dead.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, that's it.
Shit. Yeah, so is it a XG or an XR?
No, mine's a Kawasaki 650. So mine is.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. I thought you said it was a Harley. Yeah,
no, mine isn't. No, it's a Kawasaki. So mine's Jared Vanderkoy's ex-bike. It is.
Shit.
So, it's it's a definite real deal machine. There's no doubt about it. I asked Dave, and Dave said I think there's only 3 in the country. There's one that Matt Drain's got in India, and then there's one of the Ducatis in Perth, and this one. That's it. So I don't know of any other ones here. There could be some more. I know there was back in the day, old XRs. There was a few getting around, but new stuff, I don't think getting around.
Yeah. I sort of hope that it will go that way, just to help lift the professionalism of it. People will be cursing me and saying, "No, don't be fucking stupid. It's meant to be a fun class and that." But it'd be good to see a serious twins class in Australia. And the guys that have got bikes like the ones I'm making up, we can just have a hooligan class or something.
Yeah, I agree. Set it up sort of like how it is with Pro 450 and Clubman. But you've got the real deal machines and you've got the hooligan machines. Like if there's not enough, you run them all together and score them separately.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a long way away, but it's just another way to elevate and create pathways for guys to go to America and make some money doing the sport. I think it's a positive. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's the other angle too is if you're coming from America to race here, obviously we don't have the same sort of level prize money at the moment. If you come from there, pretty cheap racing trip for them, really. So I think that could be attractive. We've just got to work out a way that the prize money makes it even more attractive to make that leap and have them coming over here and racing in off season.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if I really hope this year, like if Tom Drain comes back and does Gunnedah, he drags a few with him, because it'd be unbelievable for the event to have another 2 or 3 guys from the States at it. It really would be. 2 things: it creates more talk for more spectators. People are going to come and watch. People are going to go, well, I'm going to go and race, but I'm going to go and watch anyway. So it just creates more interest, like nationally, with it, I guess you could say. So, and plus, it'd be real cool to see. Like, I remember years ago when the Troy Bayliss Classic was on, and then like Jared Mees come over, a few of them that come over.
Yeah, Henry Wiles, Brad Baker, Sammy Halbert,
That's right.
Jake Johnson.
Halbert came.
Jake Johnson, yeah. It was cool racing with all them guys, because you watch them on TV, and all of a sudden in January you're racing against them.
Yeah.
And they weren't like, they were fast. Don't get me wrong, the Troy Bayliss, but they weren't leaps and bounds ahead of us. I think there's guys in Australia that could go overseas, have a good crack. It'd probably take them a lot more, because you're going to their backyard. You know, they're coming to our backyard and running at the front. So it's obviously going to be different going over there. It shows that we're not as far off as what people probably think we are. And doing this series again is only going to bring us closer, because we're going to be riding all the 19s all the time.
Yeah, I think probably where they would have it over the Aussies is on the mile tracks, because we don't have a track that big here. But on the shorter tracks and even the half miles, I think pretty much any of the top running Aussies could drop a few draws. You know, like we've got some bloody quick riders over here. They're impressive to watch. I'd love to see it all getting mixed up and different countries coming over here. Some of the Spaniards even and that coming over and giving us a challenge. I think it would be awesome to see that. When I started my business, someone said to me, they sent me a message. No, don't know them from a bar of soap, and they said, why are you choosing flat track? It's such a small industry. Why would you bother? I think you're being a little bit naive, buddy. It's a sport that's done in just about every country in the world. It might be small in our backyard, but it's huge globally. So
that's exactly right. Like, even like I follow a bit of the flat track stuff they do in New Zealand, you know, like you're just on the pages. They might not be crazy fast there, but they're going to get there eventually. Everyone is. There's no doubt about it. And like, all of a sudden, that's not very far away for them guys to come over here, and vice versa.
It's also very deceiving on the camera to say they're not crazy. To say they're not crazy fast is hard to say until you're actually racing someone. You know, you can say, oh, they don't look like they're going fast in America. And then when you're there and you're fucking being lapped 8 times.
That's right.
You know?
Absolutely waxing you over there. And you're like, oh, just rag on them for the last 6 months. Now I'm getting absolutely smoked.
That was another Facebook comment I got. I think I posted a New Zealand flat track video, and someone said, oh, they don't look very fast. The camera, as you all know, you go down a mountain bike trail or something, or a motocross track, and it's gnarly as fuck, and you're going, holy shit, that was awesome. And you look at it on camera on your GoPro and you go, that looks like nothing. You know, it looks
like doing a big jump on a motocross.
I don't know what.
You think you've done a big jump, and then you watch it on video and it ain't real big.
It just looks like, what was I so excited about? You know? Yeah, that video doesn't do it justice. Yeah. Doesn't do it justice at all. Tom, you've been being pretty quiet there.
Yeah, just listening to the stories and gathering all in. You're doing a pretty good job with not ballsing it up with the internet connection you've got, so I'm letting you run with it. Son.
I'm just doing big pauses, and I'm not sure if it's actually delay or if it's just me, but I think there's still delay.
Yeah, probably a bit of both.
Matt, we always ask, what's the story behind your number? Do you have one?
I do, actually. A lot of these, around the year, like when my dad started racing, when they first started racing, there was a group of them, and they all had number 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. Like my uncles, and then some good family friends, they were all them numbers. And one day Dad went to a race meeting in, I think it was in Victoria somewhere, and a guy had 44 registered. So he just stuck a 1 in the middle of 44, and it never changed. So that's the background story on that one, and it's stuck forever.
Oh, right.
So But yeah, like my uncles are still one of my uncles is still number 43, and like that's how that all started. They were all West Wyalong locals, and just all had one number apart from each other. That was it. They went racing together, and yeah, they turned up a meeting. Sorry, Anthony, you can't use that number. Someone else did, so they just scribbled a one in the middle of it, and that was it.
Are your uncles still racing? How old are they?
Oh, old. Everyone's uncle.
They're gonna love you for that.
No, they probably won't listen to this. They won't know how to watch a podcast.
Yeah, no, I'll show them. It's all right. I'll show them.
Yeah. They're still racing sidecars. They are. Both my uncles are still racing.
Okay.
They're the ones that got me on the Tom originally, them two. So
do they have a different surname?
still Davies. They're both Davieses as well.
Yeah, right. I don't know why I can't think of who they are.
They're
Must have seen them racing it.
I like to call them back markers, but they don't like me saying that. But
they go all right.
They go good, eh? Like they're like you think of sidecar racing, mate. Their name's pretty like that. You give it to them, like they go like everywhere. You know, they'll scrounge some money together and like they'll turn up. I've never seen them win, but they turn up to every big race meeting every time. You know, there's always a struggle. Get numbers, but you can guarantee it they're there. And they just love it. They enjoy going racing. So
yeah, right.
They're the ones that make the sport what it is.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what it is really. At the end of the day, no matter what sport you're into, you can't have someone come first if you don't have someone come last. So yeah, without people like that, mate, you don't have a sport.
Yeah, that's right. What's the closest track to you there at West Wyalong?
West Wyalong. Mate, our track here's been closed for a few years. We're really struggling with the new rules, with the concrete walls and stuff like that. We've nearly had our track passed there last year, and then the new rules come in with MA struggling to get insurance, and that just knocked us on the head again. Like our track here, mate. Like I know I'm very what's the word to use? Like close to the track, but I think it's the best track in Australia. Absolutely. Like if you ask anybody that's in their mid-40s and talk about West Wyalong, mate, it's how cool's that track. So it's hard oil as well here. Yeah, it's been around forever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But, it's the layout of the track is unbelievable. I love it. But I mean, I've done a lot of laps around it too, and it's only 500 meters from my house.
Yeah, I think he's bringing it up. Are you bringing it up, Tom?
What's that, mate? What am I bringing up?
Oh, you look like you're looking at a screen. Are you bringing up West Wyalong so we can have a look at it?
Oh, Google mate, Maps? I didn't know you wanted to be that artistic. No, I was going to say, Matt's even he's even the president of West Wyalong Motorcycle Club. So that's that's pretty.
Oh, you're keeping that quiet.
Yeah, we're pretty. We've been trying hard to get our dirt track club going, like because we're all dirt trackers here. Like we've got a big motocross club here now too, which keeps us ticking over. But we've been trying so hard to get our dirt track going because it's what started there. So that's what we want to keep it going. And like I even tried hard with Dave, saying Dave said, if you want big crowds at an AFT, you got to come to West Wyalong because I guarantee you'd have them stands fully because every local has grown up in West Wyalong with that track running and everyone supports it. Like in a small country town, there's not much that goes on other than going to the pub, going to the footy and going to the bike races. That's people ask.
Sounds like my kind of town.
Yeah, that's right. So
what do we need to do to help you get the track back license? Does it need another new fence? Yeah,
we need pretty much to like pretty much the whole track needs to be like re-tire walled. So we've got concrete walls 75% around the track. So we've got to put tires on that and rubber belting. And then on the other 25% is truck tires with rubber belting. And you can't have truck tires anymore. So we've got to then get rid of them. So the whole lot of it needs to be redone. It's just
turn your screen sharing off for a sec, Darcy, so I can set this up. So what is the reasoning behind not allowing to have tire wall anymore?
It's to do with concrete. You can't have concrete as your first point of contact anymore.
Right. So how does that go with, say, Gunnedah?
Yeah, they're going to be in trouble.
Right, because they're concrete walls they're not just temporary. They've been there for 100 years.
And the same as ours. Like ours are in as deep as what they are out of the ground. Like to go.
Oh wow, shit!
Ain't gonna happen. So you need a big dozer to go and knock it off, dig a hole in the middle of the track, and fill it all in and start again. But it's just man.
So you can't put anything in front of them to
No, like our track is so it's really hard to explain. Like there's no room in like our track.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I've been there once before, but that was 2015. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're on our limit now. Like to bring it back in, it's too narrow. We're going to run out of room.
What have you done? Your screen sharing's disabled, Darcy. I've been clicking on it like a nutbag.
Don't know what I'm doing.
I have no idea what you're
Shouldn't
doing.
be disabled.
It is.
I was going to bring it up because you weren't.
I've got it, mate. I'm clicking on screen share and it says the knucklehead running the show's got it turned off. I had as soon as you finished the sentence, I had it there, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Here we are.
Try that. Try that.
Yeah,
is that right? The knuckle, you did it right.
Yeah, that's the track right
there. I'm trying to get a bigger view, but I think I might end up going into Facebook. It's not the best picture, but there's a bird's eye view of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's it there. All around that
looks
like concrete wall.
Yeah, right. So whereabouts is the concrete wall?
So where you got your point and now is all tyre wall.
Yeah, so all around the back there.
Yep, and that's all truck tyres until you get to about where you are now, and the concrete cuts and keeps going right around to where you were before.
Oh wow, that's 3/4 of the 2/3 of the track. Yeah.
So
jeez,
that's how we should. There's another picture of the left of it there.
Yeah.
You've got runoff though, haven't you?
No, if you look
before the walls.
No, like that's it. The track edge is the track edge. That now has to be tyres with rubber belting, like rubber belting.
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah.
So does the track go up to the fence, or does it sort of
all the way?
There's a couple of feet difference.
All the way to the fence.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it's kind of like the same as Albury then, how it's straight up against
it. Yeah, and then it doesn't go through the right end, or it goes away because the long track's there.
Oh, so you've got okay. Is that long track there? Is that
there? Yeah.
Not licensed, obviously, but is it
them pictures there on the 4-wheeler? That's me taking them pictures.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Oh, what's on? Oh, Wyalong. I was typing in West Wyalong Motorsports Club.
Yeah, they're all recent pictures.
Yeah, right. So if anyone wants to have a good look at it, Wyalong Motorsports Club on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'll have Matt's professional photography.
Yeah, they're not real good, I can tell you that. So.
Oh, that's all right. There, it just gives them an idea of you've got a couple of videos and everything up there too, do you?
Yeah, that's a lot of motocross track there. It is.
Yep. Yep. I'm with you. Awesome. Oh yeah,
they're being photos.
Oh right. Yeah.
There you go.
No. So you've got so Kirkness is not coming back this year for the AFTN, or is that one of those hidden gems where he's gonna pop his head out the side of a van at round 1 at Appin?
I think he's gonna pop out the side of the thing and go from there, I would say. I was talking to him just before, and I think he's getting very keen.
All right. So the threat of retirement, the end of last year was sort of a bit of a bluff in the wind, until
it's all lies. It's all lies. So I told his
I love the bloke, but sometimes you sort of you take what he says and you got to sit back and wait. You got to see exactly what he comes up with. He's definitely a mysterious fella, but he's awesome. He's absolutely wicked, that dude.
We're talking. He was like, I was like, what do you want to do? And then originally I was like, I only want to ride Saturdays. He goes, well, I'll ride all the Sundays. And you ride the Sundays.
Right.
Yeah. And then it was, I'm not turning up to Appin on round 1 because if I turn up to Appin on round 1, I'll do the whole, I'll want to ride hard. He said, so I'm only coming for round 2. Yeah. Now I sold his bike and then I kept a set of wheels aside, and then he messaged me, I'm getting a bit keen again to do some riding. I said, well, I blew the budget, bud, going to think with you. I said, I've got a set of wheels set aside. So
he might have to ride the 501.
Yeah, that's right. The clubman class.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he might have to go against the heavy hitters there and see how we can pull it off.
There might not be any photos up on that thing. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's all just going to the videos there. But yeah, no, that's the circuit's exactly as I remember it, and even the viewing at the I think turn 1 and 2 is sort of up on the hill too.
Yeah,
so the viewing's
it's all built up on a hill.
Whole circuit.
Yeah, all the spectators built up on a hill, so you sort of look above the track. So it just makes it look good because you sort of, with a spectator point of view, it's unreal because you can see the whole track, and then you're sort of up on it as well.
Yeah. I think these are just other photos of
Yeah,
other
they're the
dirt
best for
track.
filming
Yeah,
as
it
well,
is.
that sort of track.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. He dropped out for a minute there.
Yeah, I was shat my pants. I thought the whole thing might have gone balls up.
Nah, hasn't.
Nah, mate, I've got you covered. It's all good. I seen your screen went black and your seat elevated. It's all good. I've got you.
Yeah, it's good.
Anything else you want to look at, Darcy, before I turn the screen
Yeah,
share off for a sec?
No, I thought you had stopped screen sharing and it shut everything down because my whole screen went blank and then it came up.
No, everything ran pretty smooth here.
I'm going, oh, shoot. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Well, that's why I've got you here, Tom. Make sure it all runs Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, no, it's all good. No, the next question I was going to ask, Matt. I don't know this myself. So, who's on the Davies Motorcycles racing team this season? The AFTN. I know that you're helping a couple of junior riders out, and you've got Tommy Herrick and possible the Rubber Man. Is that your whole crew, or have you got a couple other sneaky little riders on the list?
Not really. I've got obviously Tommy 100%. This is it. Like, we're 100% all in this year with Tommy. Like, he's got I don't want to put the pressure on him because I want to see him do well, but like, he's got the absolute best bike underneath him. I have no doubt. Now, like, we've really stepped it up again. Like, we've got more help from Husky. WP with the suspension stepped in and helped us. Like, we're getting a bit of a parts budget. Like, it's definitely getting very serious now, to the point like we've even got a spare bike, like a practice bike now for him, so we're not wearing out the good one. So,
oh wow, yeah, nice.
I want to see him do well. He's obviously a West Wyalong local as well.
Yeah.
So, I want to see him do good. Everyone does, you know. So whole town's behind him here. So, and then also I've got Lenny and Lockie Duggan in Forbes there.
Yeah.
Doing them, one on the 85 and Lenny on the 250. Lockie this year's probably he's going there to win. There's no doubt. Well, we're all going there to win, but Lenny this year, I just want him to learn this year. There's no pressure on him. You know, first year on a 250, he's got to learn to ride a 250. So you can't expect him to go in there. It'd be great if he could, but you got to have realistic goals. And I just want to see him do as best as he can for this year and next year, even just continually improving, you know, to the point where he is at the pointy end all the time. So, like, I have no doubt he's going to be at the pointy end at some stages, 100%. But it's going to be hard for him all the time because he's only a little kid and he's only first time on a 250. So to wrestle the 250 around Gunnedar's TT track's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, it is what it is. And then Reece Sando in the clubman class, he's on a Honda. I help him out quite a bit, and he's working his absolute ass off this year. Like, he's training the house down, and like, I really hope he goes good too. So,
that's awesome. Yeah. I'm really, really good with his dad, as you are as well. Yeah, he's race sidecars together.
Yeah. So he's unreal. He is. There's no doubt. Like, his commitment this year, even to that clubman class, it just shows the level of what this AFT series is. You know, he's going there to win. There's no doubt about it, which is good, which is what I want to see.
Yeah. The championship's definitely it's definitely got a lot of riders excited. Like, not that the Australian dirt track sort of scene isn't exciting, but it's kind of it's good that it's something new that everyone's getting around to, and especially what you're doing with backing a few riders so you can get them to the tracks and get them on the best machines possible to try and now it's a championship to try and win a title. So it's absolutely fantastic, and I'm pumped that I'm somewhat a part of the team, even though we're on a different discipline. But if we can hopefully get a couple of those gold medals as well, it just looks so much better on everything too. And
I agree.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Like, I enjoy going racing too. People ask me all the time, why do you do it? You know, it's not like I get a bit of business back from it, but it's not. I don't get a huge business back from it. Like, you know, because even the guys that come to me to help out with racing, I know how hard it is to go racing. So I help them out as much as I can. You know, I'm not making fortunes off the guys going racing. It's just one of those things you do. Like I said, I love going racing. I've grown up with it, and I'm going to continue to do it. Whether I've got a business here or not, I'm going to be racing. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, I got the same mentality. You know, I rock up to race meetings just to sit on the hill in the side of the van with a cart and a piss too, and watch the carnage unfold. So no, it's good to be a part of a team that shares the same passion, and yeah, as well as Darcy, what he's doing with his boys, and yeah, forming a team too, and as well as APO, they've got theirs, and I know there's going to be a few more other teams that sort of pop up too. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Tommy can do with his with how fast he was at Gunnedah. It's dare say he was still somewhat at the pointy end of the other at Appen and at Brizzy, but definitely at Gunnedah with being so consistent, and he wasn't that far from Tom Drain, and
No.
that's Tom's full-time job. So yeah, he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure.
I agree. Like, it's sort of hard. Like, Tom's very good at Gunnedah. There's no doubt about it. Like, actually, like West Wyalong, mate, we've grown up racing on hard oil tracks. We've had that here forever. We've got Temora 45 minutes away. That's hard.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, even to go at Gunnedah, I'm going to ride better at Gunnedah than any other track that I could go to on that series, because that's what we grew up racing. But like, we go to Brisbane and like, man, them locals up there are so fast. Like, it's another level again. But that's where they race on, you know. Like, so I think
that's right.
Like, it's hard. Like, Gunnedah is like, he was unbelievable there. Like, you take away Max Whale and Tom Drain, you know, them three were a long way in front. You know, you take out the equation. Tom Herrick compared to everyone else is a long way in front. But I don't think he would have been that good either if he didn't have them guys to drag him along.
Yeah, he was definitely getting pushed by Max, and he was definitely getting towed by
so I'm coming to Appen, like, he's going to be on point. Like, he's doing a lot of riding. There's no doubt about it. So we just got to get the dirt side of stuff down pat. I get the deco side of stuff down pat. Like, no matter what you do, it's going to be hard to beat the locals at Brisbane. Like, they're all so fast there. Like, they race there 20 times a year. And it's not like Queensland isn't like New South Wales where you've got 30 tracks to just choose from. You know, they race at Brisbane and they race at Gold Coast, and then you've got Ayr and Townsville. Like,
and Prosy,
choose from. So, like, naturally they're fast. It's more of like I think, like, damage control when you go to Brisbane. Say being consistent and not having any mistakes, no crashes, and being consistently up the front, because them guys up there are fast. Like I said before. They're fast. There's no way around it. So,
and I think you're on the money with hopefully chucking 4 more rounds in, 2 more circuits. Darcy would love something, I dare say, down Victoria way, and as the series starts to grow, because people are asking the question now, like, all right, we've got 6 rounds, we've got 3 tracks, we want more. And for the riders to say, look, we want more. For the spectators to say, why don't you have more? The demand's there. So if you can sort of supply, obviously it's got to be feasible financially, and it's got to be worthwhile to everyone involved too. But that's pretty much the biggest question is asked is why aren't we doing more, or why can we do more? Which is awesome to hear.
If they go to like 5 events, like 10 rounds, 100% Albury has to have a round.
Yeah,
there's no
I agree.
And I think it's got to be on the speedway track.
Okay,
under lights.
Yeah, under lights.
Under lights.
To change it up, because like to just have another dirt track, but like there's no short track, and there'd be some bar banging going on that.
Yeah, there'd be definitely some strategy into it.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer to go to Albury. Absolute no-brainer.
So where's
so when we have it up, and who are you asking, me or Matt?
Oh, both of yous. Oh, hey, both of yous give me the answer. Where would you? We've got Appen, Brisbane, Gunnedah, Albury. Where's number 5? What are we thinking?
Do you know what I think would be fair? And it sort of sounds like it might not be, but Mildura would be a good option. Northwest Victoria Motorcycle Club. They've got a long track.
I've never been there, but I've heard good things.
A dirt track. And they can run under lights. Also, Mildura Motorcycle Club, if you want a speedway style track, they can run under lights as well. And that, because there are a couple guys coming across from South Australia, that gives them something a little bit closer to home as well.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good point.
Then this one's probably not realistic at the moment, but maybe in the future, Port Perry is a long track, and they're trying to get that back up and going. So, but that is
South
miles
Australia,
away.
is it?
That's 10 hours from me in South Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah,
It used to be a big event years ago.
yeah, but that would be that would yeah, it would be nice to have a big track like that as well, because I think that's 800 plus meters.
Oh wow, yeah, I've heard of that place before. When you mentioned it, it rung a bell.
It's a big oval. It's not. There's no real straight on the track. Like I
Yeah,
remember
right. Okay, yeah, that's all
watching
right.
videos as kids of like the long track bikes going around,
Yeah, okay.
and it's not. There's no real straight on the track. Like it's cool and it's big, but that was always a big, like a massive event. You always hear about people going to Port Pirie, like the older generation. Oh yeah, that was huge. That long track meeting.
Yeah, we can only ask.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think you can weave your magic.
I think it'd be good.
The other track I would like to see racing on in Victoria is Undera, because it's just a real small, tight bar banging track, and that can run under lights as well. So yeah, hopefully when we get a flat track series running in Victoria, if it's not part of the AFTN, it will be a standalone, but in the front part of the year, so people can ride, then have a break, and then do the AFTN. The rounds I was looking at doing will all be under lights on a Saturday night.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool.
But yeah, still to be nutted out.
Yeah. The other track I'd like to see is like another country news, like a proper Western New South Wales track is Temora. Like they're set up ready to go. They've got a TT track, they've got a long track, they've got a dirt track, and it's a good facility. And like they get big numbers to spectators too. So, and I think that's a big thing, especially for what Dave's doing. Like it's easy to have him at a track, but he's doing it as a business too. So he's got to attract not just the riders, he's got to attract the spectators too. Mate, the Riverina, is like so heavily dirt.
Well, actually, all those tracks mentioned, Matt, actually crowds come just to normal club meetings.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like we do that postie challenge at Temora at the end of the year, and like it's full of people just to watch a 100-lap postie race.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, the racing's good because it's slow and it's like the only way to pass is like just go to the never never and hold. Don't use any brakes that don't work anyway, and just you don't want old mate out. But it's good, like, and it's fun. So, but like I said, yeah, they get numbers all the time to events.
Yeah, and that's definitely what needed. Like you said, with the country tracks, there's your pub, your bingo on Wednesday night, your footy, and your dirt track or your motorbike racing. It's it's definitely did you do any of the Golden Wheel series when that was running around Riverina?
Yeah, definitely. It was massive.
Yeah.
It was. Like, I mean, we've got within 2 hours of me, there's probably like 10 tracks I could rattle off.
Yeah, right.
They're not all there now.
Mm.
They're still around. Like you've got West Wyalong, Temora, Wagga, Forbes, Condo, Cowra, Griffith. Albury's only 2.5 hours. It was in the Golden Wheel series at one stage.
Yep.
Like we've got tracks all around us, you know. It was a good event. Like it wasn't, when I was doing it, it wasn't quite as big. It was more like a very big club day championship, like a really big one. But like in the 80s, mate, it was massive. The Golden Wheel series, like huge, like really, really big.
When do you know when the last year they held it? Because when I started racing, senior sidecars, I think it was only maybe 1 or 2 years that I heard about it, and then it sort of just vanished. Like
so it all finished. So what happened was the Golden Wheel series was run like as an inner club. But in a club, it was very hard because like the committees there was all these clubs banded together, and they had the Golden Wheel series, was the dirt track. Then they had the Wannabrook, which was the motocross, and the Leaping Log, which was the enduro.
Yeah, okay.
Like everyone that was in that was all bar West Wyalong and Griffith, I think. Well, no, Griffith wasn't even in it at the end. It was all motocross clubs, so they weren't really interested in it. It just fizzled out. It did. Like it got too hard. Like they made, this is like 10 years ago, you know, you got to have a transponder or you don't get scored. You know,
okay.
It's just another cost. Like, and transponders are big now, but they weren't 10 years ago. So, they're going, you know, I'd go to committee meetings like with everyone. They're going, oh yeah, but it doesn't matter. You can still ride and not get scored. But with motocross and enduro, if you have a transponder or not, you still do the same amount of riding. But
Yeah.
with dirt track, if I don't get scored, I miss out on a whole round because I don't make a final. And
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm with you. Yep.
They didn't really understand that, and that sort of everyone just sort of it just fizzled out. Is the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's crazy because like I said, it's the momentum that series had was probably as much as what or more than what this one has, and yeah, for it to sort of die off like that because that didn't just have motocross bikes. You had sliders, sidecars. It was like a full club day, but you had an interclub or Golden Wheel series like this.
Right.
It was, I think it was more prestigious than the Aussie titles at one point. Like,
huge.
Yeah.
So there was no doubt about it. It was big. So and it was good. Like it was good because you get more meaning. Like I enjoy the Australian Championships, but other than the Australian Championship and state championships, like I don't have much interest in going to events that's like you make the final and it's like you get your one shot and that's it because I feel like you can get unlucky. That's what makes AFT so good because you have a shit round, you can make up for it, the next day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, I'm hopeless at it. Like sometimes I used to go to water. I'd win all my races and then get to the final and get nervous and go to water and blow the start.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not like that now, are you?
No. Them days are gone.
Started to sweat for a second. How you can fuck? I won't have to
I get called nervous anymore. So, but because you only had one shot at it.
Yeah,
that was it. And then it's
do you like the format of heats, or do you like heats than a main? Would you like to see that sort of format change a little bit in AFTN? It's not bad the way it is now, but
I love
I think it would be good to have a main. You love it?
Yeah, I think a main's great too. It's a series is the big one for me. Like I love the way they've got the layout now as an overall, especially probably like coming from recently a road racing background. It's an overall thing. You still had a main because you only had one race or two races on the weekend. Obviously, very different disciplines, but I would like to see eventually, yes, a main would be great. Heats, semis, finals, last chance qualifiers, all that sort of stuff. But it just makes it exciting as well. But the best thing about it is you don't have to wait 12 months to have another crack at it. You've got the next.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the main reason for me wanting to see a main is more to spectators. Something I noticed at Brisbane, one of the heats, I think it was heat 3 in the Pro 450, was that hot. All these cars after that race started leaving. And I think they thought it was like the final race of the day.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would give Mick something to commentate about. He can say, this is the last heat to decide who's going into the main or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I like the way it runs now too. And yes, definitely a series is important and it's much, much better than a one-off standalone event. Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's something Dave might and just wondering what other people think, because I think that it might help elevate the event a little bit for the spectator.
Yeah, I agree, especially in the Pro 450 class yet again. At the end of the day, that's your main class. So you've got to have your big, at the end of the day, you've got to have your big contenders all going for a win.
Yeah, the grand finale, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right. There's a climax to the event. That's what people are chasing.
I think that's what a lot of people were sort of confused about at Bathurst when they first started running 19s because it was over rounds. I had a few people say, well, all the other races were finals, so why wasn't that finals? And I said, oh, no, that was over rounds. They go, what do you mean it was over rounds? Why? It don't make sense. It was the same people. So what? And it was, yeah, I think running it over like the Americans do with your qualifying, your heats, your semi, which is, or even your last chance qualifier, similar to what we're doing, or do you run it the way you do now to give riders track time? And if you screw the first race up, it's not that bad. You don't miss out on the main. You still can make it up with race 3 and 4.
I think the way he's done it is smart because it's a track.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what people are chasing in dirt track at the moment. Until we get to a certain level, we need to we've taken that next step by making it unlimited entries, and it's like you don't make the cut, tough shit. See you later. Turn up next day.
Right. Yeah. Well, Darcy and I were going through the sup regs last night, and if you're not in the top 36, it was here's half your money back and sit on the hill with a carton. So
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even, yeah, like I think that's great what he's doing with the half, give half your money back. But
Mm.
I wouldn't care if he didn't give you half your money back. You're going to an Australian Championship to qualify. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Like, you're not going there to look for half your money back. You're going there to make the top 36.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah,
So-
I don't think anywhere else gives the half the money back. I think it's you pay the entry.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
See
But
if you
like, I
can
mean,
make the
what he's
event.
done there is great because it's going to entice people that are
Do you,
on the edge of making that 36 to still come and try.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was actually having the exact same conversation today with Brendan McCowan, and I did a poll for the Victorian flat track to see if people would still travel if they knew they might not qualify to go through to the heats, and it was about 92% or so that said yes they would. So I commend Dave for the 50% money back. That's awesome. But I'm sort of with you too, Matt. If you're going there to qualify, so you've got to be aware that you might miss out. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Where I'd rather see, if you're going to offer some money like that, maybe use that money and pay the top 10 finishers, or
Yeah.
up to the top 18, even if he gets,
Even the top 36.
so you're getting rewarded for making it. Yeah, something like that. I'd like to see more money on offer. As you both know, that's something that I really want to see change here in Australia. And someone might say, oh yeah, then 18th would end up with like $50. Well, yeah, it's $50 that you didn't come with, so
Yeah.
That's half your
start
entry.
small.
Shit.
One day that might end up being, and yeah, so that's what I'd like to see. But baby steps. He's trying different things, and it's not a bag on Dave at all. It's great that what he's doing. Everyone agrees with that, I think. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, someone rang me up today and was saying about the women's class, and I said to him, well, you got to rally the troops, show Dave that you've got 13 women ready to line up, and I'm sure he'll bring a class. But
Right.
yeah, it's very hard when, like, on the day four girls turned up. So
Yeah. No.
Yeah, definitely.
but yeah, we want to see. I'd like to see a women's class. So
So do I. I agree. I think the sport's all about inclusion, and having a women's class is 100% got to be there. If they're going to support it, if they've got, hey, we've got 13, 12 definite girls, you can't not have them. So
yeah, it's true.
Like, if girls are fast enough to ride in Pro 450, let them go on that too. Hey, let them have their crack at it. Because there will be girls eventually.
Yeah,
Might not be now, but I think eventually there's going to be a girl that turns around that's super fast and can mix it at the front with the boys.
No, there's definitely some high quality female riders that might even be there this year. I'm not sure if they're going through with it or not. I think so. And they will mix it with the boys in the 450s. I've always been a bit on the fence about just having a women's class, but there seems to be the demand for it. So what I'm saying to our listeners, female racing listeners, if you are a racer, make sure you put your hand up and get the other girls together and all go to Dave and say there's enough of us and we'll definitely turn up, because that's how. There's no point ringing me because I can't do anything about it. I'm not a female racer. You need to turn up and it's a bit of this, like the sliders story. So just get your numbers together, make sure you all commit and turn up. Yeah, it'll be great to watch you when you do. So looking forward to that. I love watching the junior classes. Yeah, some other ideas I've thought maybe for Victorian. I know there's a few sort of like classic trackers out there that guys want to race, but maybe not at the AFTN level. So maybe, we can get a bit of that happening every now and then. Yeah, I think flat track's definitely starting to take off in Aussie, and I'm excited to see what happens over the next 5 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, there's now so many pathways to be able to make it a profession. Why can't we have flat track in Australia? Like, there's so many people that are against it, and I don't know why. Like, it's Speedway's got their own thing, Road racing's got their own thing. Motocross has got their own thing. Why can't flat track have its own thing? Yeah, we've got dirt track. That's still not a professional thing, dirt track. As much as people want to think it isn't. You know, it's a homegrown, go and have a bit of fun. Dirt track is like,
yeah, it's like grassroots sort of thing.
yeah,
like,
that's right. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to have their
Yeah,
fucking
and
ears
it's a
perked up
shame
with
in
calling it
some ways
grassroots.
it's a shame in a lot of ways because it is awesome, and I do love the 2118 setup just as much as the flat track setup, but it doesn't tie in with the rest of the world, and you can't deny that. And that's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's no professional avenue for it on a worldwide stage. What we're tapping into is the worldwide stage, and giving Australian riders opportunities at home, abroad, and that's what it's all about, and elevating the sport for those that want it elevated, because there's dirt track races, your Jared Brook, your Caution Wheel, Reed Batty, Daniel Wicks, they all want to be the best of their game, and like these one-off standalone events, they're just not quite cutting it, and no disrespect to the clubs put them on, and they put a lot of work and effort into running them, and that's not what we're saying is a problem. It's just not to the standard that these riders deserve to be displayed at and display their skills at. And I think that's what the flat track's going to bring, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it is. Like, there's no doubt. Like, I know myself, and like Tommy's the same. Like, we're not interested in doing anything other than the flat track championship. Like, we're going to do our bits around here, but I'm not going to go to the North Brisbane Cup. Like, it's a big event, but I'm not interested in doing it. Like, in 20 years' time, what are you going to say? I won the North Brisbane Cup. You didn't.
Yeah.
Look, you're gonna say in 20 years' time, I won the Australian Flat Track Championship. Like, people are gonna remember that. So, and like, it's what you remember too. I don't, even as a kid, like, those medals on the wall, I could tell you everywhere they're at. But all those little ones like the Central Coast Cup and like all them, like, there's no disrespect to them, but they're big events. And like, I did them all as a kid, but I'd have absolutely no idea where I finished at them. They're just a big, like, it's an open meeting, but coming from a professional point of view is what you look at it. Like, it's not a professional point of view. It's a grassroots thing yet again. So, which is
well, the AFTN is the type of product that will get airtime.
Yeah, and I can't wait till it does. I can't wait till we can get 4 or 5 cameras around the track, recording it all, and having someone like commentating over it and everything else, like having a program, like a full-blown program. I reckon that'd be unreal, having ads with sponsors logos and sponsors mentioned, and you know what I mean? Just, yeah, I reckon that'd be unreal. Sort of just like, not that there's anything wrong with all the live stream and everything that this dirt track has at the moment now, but you've got to have it like what the Americans are doing. You've got to have a full-blown program with people that can tap into a live stream or buy a subscription to watch it online and things like that. Because I think to get into the track, what I've experienced, people would rather sit on their lounge with a carton of piss, you know what I mean, party pies in the oven, and sit there and watch it on TV on a Sunday afternoon. Like the 5-hour, 10-hour drive to go watch a round and all that stuff is sort of, it is fizzling out too. Like, yeah, you want to have spectators at the track for the atmosphere, but it's more, if the race is local, yeah, man, go down to the track, experience it, smell it, lick it, be all about it. But if it's a 30-hour drive for you to go watch around the AFTN, like, chuck it on your TV with your box of beer and get all your mates and everyone else around and watch some wicked racing and get pumped for 2 months' time to when it's coming to your local town, where you can take that box of beer to the grandstand, or, you know what I mean, on the hill, and watch it and be a part of it and cheer on your favourite rider. Like, we definitely need to get toward that stage, and I believe it's definitely getting there. It's getting better, and what Dave's doing is unreal. And I wouldn't and can't fault him. And yeah, I like last year, Yankee Steve and I just wanted to be a part of it, so I stood on the gate for 2 days straight watching bike racing. Like, it was, and I couldn't have wanted to be in a better place. Like, I'd rather sit on the hill. Nah, screw that, man. I got to watch, you know what I mean, watch Matt come past me in Super Pole at 150 miles an hour and like right 2 meters away from me. So it's I reckon if that side of things starts to pick up as well as in having a program and having it not so much streamed, but having it but like the Yanks have it, it'll amplify it even further. And I can't wait. I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, so on SBS here in Australia, we already have Pro MX Championship streams free on SBS, and also the Australian Superbikes are on SBS.
Yep.
And they have a few world competitions as well, World Rally and the Dakar. Obviously, they're very big events. But the Pro MX, I think Dave's building a product that can challenge that as far for the viewers' views. I was watching some tonight actually while I was eating tea just to see how it's all put together and that sort of thing. And I think the racing, the closed circuit racing can offer some awesome viewing. And I've mentioned it a couple of times on the pods, the longer race formats also make it a lot more exciting because things change up and people can come back and it gives you actually something to commentate about a storyline. So, I would love to see it on SBS one day. So if any listeners have contacts or work for SBS or can put Dave Maddock onto someone or them onto Dave Maddock, please do that because I think we deserve a spot on national TV, and it's way overdue. Like you see news clippets of Aubrey are very good at getting on the Win News, and a couple of other clubs I've seen a little bit of like Australian Championships short clips on the news. But we actually I want to see the events fully covered, commentators, people having a career in the industry that does exist. I don't care what anyone says. I've had a couple people on the side of the track basically not sort of challenging my thoughts, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to your opinion, but like I was saying earlier, if we don't push, then it never happens. If you just go, oh, it's not going to work, it can't work, well, it fucking never will. You got to change your mindset. And this is a product, so it's not just a series Dave's created. Actually, if you don't know Dave's background, it's something that he's very good. It's part of his business structure, and it's what he's good at doing, events and all that sort of stuff. And he's creating a product. So I think it will be saleable. It might take another year or so before we see it get picked up by something like that, maybe even 3. But as long as everyone keeps supporting it and understands that you're putting on a show when you go racing and you're also fighting for a championship to become number 1 in Australia, we will start sticking out like my shiny bald head and get noticed from all the right places, and it will grow. And then one day my dream will be realised and you assholes will be getting paid money to race. That's what we want.
And end goal, isn't it? That's the end goal. There's always going to be an end goal. So.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. Yeah. It's just like any business, isn't it, Matt? I'm sure you've had your goals, and they do change a little bit over the years, but you focus on it, you get to that one, you create a new one.
Dave does with the socials, is phenomenal. Blasted over the socials. It is like I can walk down the main street of West Wyalong. Obviously, it's a very track orientated town, but people know where people are finished because they follow that. But if I said who won the Pro MX in West Wyalong, they'd go, "What the fuck is the Pro MX?"
Yeah.
What he does, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, well, I feel sorry for you, mate, because the Klavr Flat Track Pod's such a big thing. You won't be able to leave the shop once this one goes to air.
That's right. Hopefully, that'd be good.
You'll have people with pitchforks and flaming arrows pointing at
so
you after Darcy's
done with you. No, I was just about to say go and buy a Husky, or do you do Hondas as well, don't you?
Hondas as well. Yeah, so we're Honda and Husky here. So we started in 2014 when we started, we were like Honda only, like Honda motorcycles. Then we got Honda power equipment, and then we got Husqvarna power equipment, and then we got Husky motorcycles. So we've been here 10 years now, and it's definitely grown. I think when we first took over, like it was something like 7 bikes a year.
Yeah, nice.
Sold.
Wow.
like I know now, like units wise, when you're putting, water pumps and push mowers and lawn mowers and bikes and whippersnippers, like we're pushing 500 units a year now. We're moving. So for a small town,
Yeah,
mate,
awesome.
like it's good. Like, but
Yeah, that's great.
without our locals, mate, like that support
Yeah.
us, we don't run. We don't do what we do. It's down to the people that support us. We're just here to help them.
Yep. Yeah, exactly right. That's exactly the same as Klavr. We're just here to help you guys, and without you, we're nothing. So, yeah, that we don't have a business. So, yeah, thanks to everyone that's been supporting me too in the past couple of months. I'll just throw that one in there quickly. And the same to Davies Motorcycles and what you do, mate, for the young riders and that. It's great to see. And yeah, I can't wait to see more and see what the years bring. And we yeah, all get to go racing and hang out for a couple of days. At the moment, 3 times a year, and yeah, hopefully in the future it will be 5 times a year, and then who knows, even more. We'll just see
10
what
times.
happens.
Yeah,
Get
that's
sick of seeing you.
Yeah, yeah, there'll be a dramatic split between the sidecar teams.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. To say we'll have a week away from each other and we'll feel like we're broken up.
Oh well, I'll be able to bring my twin with you. So
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I do feel for you, Matt. He's a bit of an emotional being, isn't he, Tom?
Yeah, emotional
I do
wreck,
feel
mate.
for you, mate.
Just
yeah, that's
trauma,
right.
absolute trauma.
Yeah, he even when we go message. He messages me to make sure I get home all right.
Hey, when you've got to, I've got to drive 20 minutes, you've got to drive 5 hours. A lot can happen in that time.
We've got to turn those tables, I reckon. I want to.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out. He must have us linked in that text message because I keep getting those as well.
Yeah,
yeah, that's bullshit.
You got to get him out of the Blue Mountains, mate. When they get outside the Blue Mountains, them fellas in Sydney, they get scared.
No, it gets too cold out there. Fuck that.
I don't actually know where he lives. He keeps bloody moving.
There's a madness behind my method there, Darcy. So just don't worry about it.
Yeah, you just don't want to make me stickers, so it's just an excuse. You're not actually moving anywhere.
I just keep changing the background behind me, so it seems like I'm in different places.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you don't sound like you're in a toilet, so you're definitely in a different room. Yeah.
Now where am I?
Oh, look at that.
Now where am I? Now I'm at your place. Oh, look, there's your shiny head.
Oh, look at that. What was that in the background? When you moved, we saw your real room. What was that? Have you been weaving baskets again?
No, that's what do you call it? Airline for a compressor. No, it's not going to do it again.
Oh, was
that way.
it?
There you go. Airline for a compressor.
No, that way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you blow up your dolls.
Mate, that's how I blow everything up. Your a life-size doll of you, my bed, my boat, mate, the whole lot.
Jesus. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll wrap it up because Tom's getting out of control. I don't know what he had in his coffee.
Oh.
I don't drink coffee. That's probably the problem.
And I'm struggling with this bloody lag again. I do apologise about that. We'll have to have you back on. I know we're gonna see you trackside soon too. I might bring some gear, and I think this time we might try and do some interviews on the side of the track and turn it into a pod or something like that. We've got to have a serious meeting, don't we, Tom, and figure this all out.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm waiting on the head honcho to start putting times and dates down. I'm think I'm winging it like he is.
He doesn't wing anything. Everything's a calculated plan. You know that.
Exactly right. Considering, yeah, with your Elon Musk internet and everything.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Oh, Matt, do you have partners and sponsors that you want to mention?
Yeah, I will actually. Straight away, like what do I do with our riders, like without the help of Husqvarna, Len McFarlane, Bell's Auto, my brother, my mum, my partner. Without all them, like there's no way in the world I'd do anything that I even thought about doing. Like I absolutely love doing this, but without like even the locals, like the other day I was at the plumbing shop and the guy goes, I want to get my name on the bike. You know, how much is it? You know, like without them guys, like we do not do any of what we do. Like there's no doubt about it. So just a big thanks to everybody that helps us. So
all right. So next time we're in West Wyalong, I expect this podcast would have gone viral and Tom and I'll be getting free coffees. You won't be able to leave the shop. It'll be awesome. We'll all be smiling from ear to ear. So keep it sideways, guys. Until next time, go Flat Tracker.
Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.